Welcome to the Improve It podcast. OMG, we've got Rachel back on the podcast. Rachel, you're giving me all the feels today. You can't see her Improve It peeps, but she is glam. She is giving me Kardashian vibes in this leather jacket. Okay. She is styling. She's influencing me in Los Angeles. Rachel, welcome back.
Thank you. And thank you for thinking I'm glam.
You are glam. You are here. It's like it's part of the Kardashian episode where they're sitting giving the interview. That's where I feel like I'm at. She's in glam. She's looking at me. She's giving me glam vibes. Rachel, everyone needs to follow Rachel on Instagram. She is a budding influencer. She influences me to move to LA and live my best life. That's really what this is about.
It's a great time. I try to live my best life.
Okay. Well, tell everyone your role. What do you do here, Rachel? What do you do at Improve It?
Oh, that's a great question. What do I do at Improve It? So I am the Improve It podcast manager, and that requires me doing everything behind the scenes. So the social posts that you see, I did that, and helping book the guests and give them all the information that they need in order to have a successful episode with you.
And we would not do it without Rachel. And Rachel's been on the show a few times. So we were just talking before we hit record, don't know the episode numbers, but we're going to put them in the show notes for you if you want to hear more of Rach, because she is amazing. And literally, so many people tell me how fantastic you are just behind the scenes coordinating. So thank you for all you do. Let's make sure we give Rachel all the love because she does so much.
It's the Virgo in me. It's my organizational skills.
Oh my God. I know my best friend is a Virgo and it's real. It's a real thing. So It's a great trait. Okay. Well, we are having you on the show in the month of April. Our theme, as we've been doing in 2023, is evolution. And Rach, I could even say, I've known you a long time. Evolution is inevitable, but what would you say that evolution means to you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Evolution, I would say it's kind of like a storyline on your process of who you are as a person, starting from when you were born to today. And it can be like a growth process, but anything that happened throughout your life, I feel like that's just evolution.
Yes. And I got to tell you, girl, I'm turning 40 this month. Okay. She's evolved. There's been many evolutions.
Don't look 40, guys.
It's called Botox and prayers. Botox and prayers. But truly, I will tell you, it's a wonderful word. I love it because that's what Improve It is all about. We're all about evolving and improving and focusing on that, where this month is really cool because I'm just excited for all the guests that we have. As you know who they are, the topics we're covering. We're doing 3 shows a week. So we've evolved. We've came from the Failed It podcast to now the Improve It podcast. And we're even evolving that. It's like the 4.0 version at this point. So when we talk about failure, this is one of my favorite things is getting these sound clips from the Improve It peeps, listening to their questions. But this time we're getting a clip from Shelly, who is sharing a FailFluencer moment. Now, a FailFluencer is not an influencer like Rachel is going to be one day. It is, and we're not giving out Amazon links. We are giving out the opportunity to link back to yourself by failing forward, by celebrating failure, seeing it as gifts and doing it often. So this is all a part of the F Words at Work keynote that I've been doing, which is so fun. Just had an amazing audience last week in Chicago. And what better way to evolve than to see as something that we might have been beating ourselves up about for the longest time as a gift? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this file from Shelly Rach. Let's listen, and then we're going to talk about it. Here we go.
Okay, this is my FailFluencer failure story. So one time my coworker asked me to come into the office because she was having a bunch of our big clients on site and she wanted some folks to kind of help with small talk over lunch. So we had probably, I don't know, like 5 to 10 clients. And I sat down for lunch and I started talking to this one gal. And also an important fact to note, our company has recently expanded significantly. Like we've almost tripled in size. With the pandemic, we're not all working in person. And I haven't met everyone face to face. You probably already know where this is going. So I sit down and I'm just chatting with people and I'm connecting with this one gal. And so I turn up the charm to level 10, complimenting her outfit. And, she told me her name. Didn't ring any bells. I'm like, okay, cool. Nice to meet you. We can call her Susan for the sake of this story. So I'm like talking with Susan. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. And I remember one of the managing partners kind of looking at me like a little bit like, why are you like so into this conversation with Susan here? Didn't really think anything of it. Patted myself on the back. Fast forward a month later, and Susan sets up a coffee chat with me, which is just something fun we do to connect with coworkers internally. And I saw her name, but I didn't really put two and two together at that point. So I turned on the coffee chat, and lo and behold, Susan is sitting in front of me, and I kind of like looked at her for a second. I was like, she looks familiar. And then it dawned on me and I had to practice my poker face. Susan was in fact one of our new hires who had come on board a few months prior. And I just totally didn't recognize her at the client lunch. And I felt so dumb. I didn't want Susan to feel bad. So I just played it cool, did not let her know of my mess up, but totally ratted myself out to my friend who organized the client luncheon after that. So that's my story.
Okay. Oh my God. Shelly. Shelly. Okay, Rach, what do you think about that FailFluencer moment?
I was going to say, I feel like I can relate because you're talking when you talk to somebody in person versus online, you kind of picture them in a different way. Like you don't know how their body looks like. You don't know how tall they are, short they are. So I've done the opposite where I will meet someone in person. I'm like, oh, hi, it's nice to meet you. And then I they say their first name, but then I don't think anything of it. And then they start saying things. I'm like, oh my gosh, do we work together? And I'll ask for their last name. I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally know you. So I've done the opposite. But we can relate and it's okay, Shelly.
It's okay.
We all have influencer moments.
Yes. And I think that especially when companies grow so fast, it's just hard. You can't recognize everybody. But I do think that celebrate. Okay, now we can laugh about it, Shell. In the moment, it's probably mortifying and you're so mad at yourself. And one of the things that I love about what we do with failure here is we have a methodology that we use in our F Words at Work keynote to literally help you move on from these failures. I'm not going to spoil it, Rach. I want everybody to know there is an episode about this, but I will say, moving on from that takes a lot of just, and Shel, I don't feel like it's the worst fail in the world. It's not a good one. It's definitely not, but it's not the worst in the world. What would you say to Shelly, Rach, to help her process this and FailFluence forward?
Oh, I would just say that happens to everybody and she is not alone, and just move on from it. And yeah, now you work together and just make up for the lost time, I guess.
Yeah. And never tell Susan Q, I know it's so funny too, because we could sit here and think of a million fails that we have every day, but I'm going to give Shelly a big fail. Yeah. For that.
Fail. Yeah, Shelly.
Fail, yeah. Because you know what? The more we talk about them, the more we can laugh at ourselves, the more we can say, okay, I don't consider this a mundane fail, but those tiny fails that we have every single day that bother us, and literally the fail could be like, I woke up late, but we carry that fail with us throughout the rest of the day, and it just changes our mood. Instead of allowing it to change our mood, let's celebrate it and be like, fail, yeah, look what I did, and look what I learned, and look what I'll never do again, right?
Exactly.
It's the bigger fails that take more time to process. But this was a TF, Shell, a tiny fail. What can I get a Rachel moment? What's something that you have failed at recently? Like a mundane, tiny fail. Like you woke up later, like you spilled coffee on your really cool outfit. Or what's something you've done?
A tiny fail, a TF. I like that. That one's a new one. Okay. So so context for everyone. I live in Los Angeles, and this comes with the stereotype. I am a matcha gal, diehard matcha gal. So, on my drives, I will pick up a matcha, and, they put it with a straw in it because I have it iced, and I'll be like wearing a white t-shirt. And I'm very neat. I'm not messy. I don't like to call myself messy, but sometimes the cap just isn't all the way, or something. There's like driblets or something from the straw. And so I got matcha on not one, but not two, but 3 shirts in like the past month, because I guess I just didn't learn from my mistakes, and I had to throw away those shirts because matcha does stain.
No, I don't. That is not cool, matcha. That is I don't like that very matcha. I was trying to pun it out. That was too planned. It was too planned. But oh my God, that is annoying. I would be so mad at myself. Okay, but fail, yeah, Rachel. Fail, yeah.
It's a love-hate matcha relationship.
Oh my God. Okay, well, fail, yeah. And if you're listening, I want you to think of a tiny fail that you might have had today, this week, this month. I mean, I got a list for days, y'all. And I want you to try to redirect it with a fail, yeah. We have so many more methodologies that we talk about in the F Words at Work keynote that you can, if and when we can ever come to your organization, that we'll get into. And we probably talked about them already on the show, but I want you to just think about, for now, redirecting that failure with a fail, yeah. Because now we can laugh about the matcha. Now Shelly can laugh about this incident with quote unquote Susan. And we can all embrace this idea that failure is a fundamental to our success. Ultimately, it leads to lessons learned. It leads to great stories, and it leads to bringing Rach back on the show, which I'm so grateful for. Okay, Rachel, tell people if they want to find you on the Grammy Gram, where they can find you.
Oh my gosh. If you want to follow me on the Grammy Gram, as Erin says, it's Rachello, but with 2 A's and 2 L's. So RAACHELLO.
Yes. And everybody give Rachel some love and tell her thank you for helping us bring this show to life. Okay, Rachel, I adore you. Thank you for being here so much.
Of course. Happy to be here. And fail, yeah, people.
Fail, yeah. Keep improving. Keep failing, because this world needs that special it that only you and Rachel and all the FailFluencers can bring.
Amen.
See you next time. Okay, bye. Hey friend, did you enjoy today's show? If so, head on over to iTunes to rate and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, did I mention that when you leave a 5-star review of the Improve It podcast, an actual team of humans does a happy dance? That's right. So leave a review for us on iTunes, screenshot it, and send me an email at info@learntoimproveit.com. I'll send you a personalized video back as a thank you. Thanks so much for listening. Improve it, peeps. I'll see you next Wednesday.